You need to be able to say your ideas, express your concerns, your feedback effectively with your client so you guys can keep working with each other. Hey there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goals at the end of this video is to walk you through what are the essential qualities to develop if you want to become a virtual assistant. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lai Lacaba. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run my own executive assistant outsourcing company here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, a lot of different people have asked me the same question over and over again, which is how to become a virtual assistant. I've answered that question in a lot of different ways, which is mostly the technical stuff, like making sure you have a good laptop, you have good Wi-Fi, you know, what are the different skills that you can start mastering. But I really wanted to focus on what are different qualities that you need to become a good virtual assistant. Now, one of the top reasons why you want to develop this is so then your client sees your value right away, because this is something that you might have been developing for a while, and they see that you are someone that they really want to keep working with and recommend to other people, which of course will have that recurring clientele, and also at the same time would make it easier for you to find jobs. So make sure to watch until the end of this video to get that full list, and hopefully let me know in the comments below what other qualities do you think a virtual assistant should have. Now, the first one is basically just having a go-getter attitude or being self-motivated. When it comes to being a virtual assistant or working from home, honestly, you really need to have that self-motivation to keep going. No one is going to push you to work. No one is going to tell you to, get up from bed. You have to have that go-getter attitude from yourself. Basically, whatever it is that you are working towards. That's why in other videos I've said that when you're going to become a virtual assistant or working from home, you need to start with a goal. You need to have something that's pushing you toward the thing that you want. That way, you are not just getting up and getting to work and then logging off at the end of the day. You are moving yourself towards something, and that's how you develop that go-getter attitude. Is you remind yourself that you're not just here just for another job, just for another client. You're doing this for something beyond you, whether that's your family, your dream house, whether that's being able to travel one day, whether it's being able to buy expensive books. That's my goal. Having something that's bigger than you makes it easier for you to motivate yourself and get yourself out there. You need to have that attitude of like, yes, I'm going to get this because I'm moving towards something other than just waking up and getting this job done. Next is you need to develop the ability to communicate. Now, I've said this before in a lot of other videos, but miscommunication has always been kind of one of the top problems when it comes to people who are working from home with their client, because miscommunication can happen when you're just chatting back and forth, when you don't have the background of their culture, for example, and you didn't know, like, oh yeah, that you shouldn't have said that. So being able to learn how to communicate, not just talk, but also listen, is really essential as you are becoming more and more of a virtual assistant. You need to be able to say your ideas, express your concerns, your feedback effectively with your client so you guys can keep working with each other. Next is you need to develop the ability to be efficient, to be straight to the point. A lot of clients really value, of course, making sure that you are not wasting their time and you're not wasting your time, which they are making sure that you are using it productively. So when it comes to being more efficient, it could be finding tools that will help you move faster. It could be finding shortcuts or researching how other people do it faster, because then you have that moving forward in your life. When it comes to being efficient, it's just making sure that you cut down to what is actually essential, so then you can keep moving forward in whatever task or project that you're doing. Next one is being self-responsible. Now, what I mean by self-responsible is you take responsibility, you take ownership of the things that are assigned to you, and even things that might not be assigned to you but you are concerned about. So as an example, let's say you were given a task to buy flowers for your client's client. So let's say it's one of the clients have a birthday, and you were just asked like, hey, can you go ahead and send them flowers as a very nice surprise for their birthday. When you take responsibility, you make sure from start to finish, to the point that the client has the flowers, you're taking responsibility of that progress. Taking self-responsibility also means owning when you make a mistake. It's owning if you weren't able to get the flowers delivered. It's telling them like, hey, I know you gave this to me as a task, this happened, this is what I'm doing now, because I'm taking ownership and responsibility for this so I can move this forward. So again, it's going back to that getting things from start to finish, and then of course then admitting when things don't go right, because sometimes it will not. So being self-responsible, taking ownership, and there's a really good book called Extreme Ownership that you guys can read about it, but basically it's an essential skill to build trust. Because if you tell me like, hey, I'm taking ownership of this, and I see that happen, it will compel me to give you more and more responsibilities and tasks, because I know that you can handle it, which of course then grows you, and later on will of course raise your own pay as the company keeps growing. So learn how to take self-responsibility to get things from start to finish, and also to just also take ownership when things aren't going well, but it's under your responsibility. Next thing to make sure that you develop is just time management skill. I have a whole video on productivity tips that I have on managing your time. But when you're a virtual assistant, you really are taking time away from your client. That's what you're doing. You are getting tasks out of them that they shouldn't be doing so they can focus on actually growing the business. So when you are developing your time management skills, you are also making sure that as you take on those other tasks and the time away from your client so they can focus on the important stuff, you are also managing your own time, your priorities, the tasks, the things you need to get done as you work through it. So developing your time management skills is making sure that you are able to dedicate and focus time basically to get things done. You're also able to really make sure that you're working on just the priority tasks, and then then later on working on the not urgent and important stuff as time goes on. So it's knowing what to work on at a certain time, and for me honestly, knowing also when to take a break. Next is having good organizational skills. Like I said earlier, one of your main focuses as a virtual assistant should be making sure that you're taking stuff away from your client, and part of this is organizing their files, organizing their pictures or their folders or their tasks or their projects. So learning how to become more organized and other ways other people have been organized is going to be so helpful for you to take maybe a mess that they might have started with when they hired you, and then getting it to a point where it's easy for them to find files, easy for them to find information inside of their business. Next is it's really essential that you develop good research skills. Now, what I mean by this, of course, is when you are given a task, like, hey, can you figure this out? Can you look this up? Being able to come back to your client with like a good report of, okay, these are the things that I found based on the task that you gave me. You're filtering information for them so they can make decisions on how to move forward on whatever it is that they're asking you to do. That should be your goal when you're doing research, is like, how can I help them move forward, whether they're going to say, hey, yeah, let's not do this, or yes, let's pursue this. Because as a virtual assistant, you really, again, become that filter. You become that, like, hey, nothing passes through right away to my client, because I want to make sure that I give them just the things that will help them grow their business. So then as the business grows, of course, everything else goes with that. So really focusing on knowing how to research, how to filter information is going to be essential for you. Speaking of reporting, another skill that you should really develop is just reporting skills. How can you give your client a good report on the data you've collected, and how does that help them move forward? So being able to not just report and show them data, but also give suggestions is going to be a really essential skill for you to develop, because then you are also developing that for yourself. You're also developing the skill of, okay, with this data, how do I want to move forward? So developing your reporting skills, whether that's making like a PowerPoint presentation or just showing them the sheet, or just giving them verbally information that they can now just grasp, is going to be really good for you. Next is adaptability. A lot of the time you are going to be thrown off. You're going to have a plan A planned out, B kind of planned out, and then you have to go with C. That sometimes is going to be the case when you're working with someone who is just starting their business, or even if they've been doing it for years, but they just got this idea of how they want to do it better. You need to be adaptable enough to make that switch, so then you are able to, of course, not just stay with your client, but also develop your own self-development skills to be able to adapt and be flexible as the time arises. Next really good skill to develop is just being trustworthy. It's just basically being consistent. You need to build that trust with your client so they know that you can get the work done. They're confident that the moment that they give you a task, that you are going to get that to the finish line. So the biggest way that you do that is, like I said, consistently giving them an end of day report, same time every day. It could also just be making sure that they know when tasks are started and when they end and what happened afterwards. So it's being, again, that consistent force, that consistent energy, so they know that they can rely on you, that they can trust you. So of course the relationship can keep moving forward. And the biggest thing that you can develop as a virtual assistant, the biggest skill, the biggest quality that you can develop as a virtual assistant, is being proactive. A lot of the time as an entrepreneur, myself included, I do get stuck on just this one thing that I really want to get done that I haven't been able to. But when my assistant Christina comes in and she's like, hey, what if I do this? What if I take this from you? You've been working on this for a while, I'll take this. That gives me so much relief of like, okay, I don't have to do this on my own anymore. Someone else sees it. Someone else will help me understand it, especially if I've been stuck on it for a while. Or being proactive is just asking like, hey, I'm done with all my tasks, what else can I do for you? So it's giving that extra effort, it's giving that extra oomph of like, hey, I want to help you build your business because I know that it will build me and will build everything else. How can I help? It's basically just asking that question of like, how can I help? How can I do more for you? So then we can keep moving forward and we can keep having this relationship back and forth as we grow your business. So it's kind of like that subtle of like, I want to help you. How can I help you? Kind of like that. Now, if you guys like this list, make sure to hit that like button right there. And again, comment below, what other qualities do you think a virtual assistant should be developing or that they should have? And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. And you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. Now, I hope you guys have an awesome day. And remember that small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.